Frederick Chopin was a very introspective artist. His music reflected his emotions and experiences rather than for money, fame, or anything like that. He was born in Poland in 1810, and then he moved to Paris in 1831. This is where he became a central figure in the Romantic music scene. Chopin, or in Paris, he earned most of his money being a teacher and by publishing his works, but he was not a public performer. He died in 1849 at 39 years old. Chopin didn't produce this work for a specific patron. Instead, he did as a part of a 12-set Udes in Work 25. And then he dedicated it to Margie de Auget. The Udes were intended to elevate his music skill and for artistic merit, things like that. The public concerts were rare for Chopin because he liked the intimate atmosphere of like Persian salons instead of like big performance halls and stuff. He most likely performed this piece in one of these salons at like a private gathering, and because of that, they don't know where it premiered specifically. It was most likely in the mid 1830s in one of these Persian private gathering areas. Contextualization in the history and culture. This piece belonged to the Romantic period, like 1820 to 1900. In this period, there was a lot of emotion, individualism, and a focus on personal expression. Composers wanted to create a strong emotion and vivid imagery in their works. They often drew inspiration from nature, from literature, and human struggles. Chopin's music emphasized the romantic ideals because in this piece, Winter Winds, it pulled like stormy, dramatic character and evoked vivid imagery of like whirling gusts of winds through musical means. Other things that were going on there during this time were the political climate. The 1830s in Europe housed the aftermath of the Napoleonic Wars, and it left Europe fragmented. Chopin had fled to Poland after the failed uprising that occurred like in like 1830 to 1831 against Russian rule. This influenced music, which often reflected a sense of patriotism for his homeland. There was also cultural movements. The Romantic era was a time period of artistic flourishment. Writers like Victor Hugo, George Sand, and Lord Byron were creating literature that showed emotional intensity found in music. There was also a piano evolution. The piano was undergoing a lot of advancements in the early 1900s. Because there was more large, more powerful, and they were also able to create more or greater dynamic and tonal contrast. Other familiar pieces written around this time, 1830s and 1840s were the golden age of music, and there was a lot of iconic works emerging. There was Frank Liszt's Pagani Etudes in 1838, and Transitional Etudes. There was also Robert Schuman's Carnival Op. 9 and Kindersen. These were highly expressive and they characterized piano maturities. And then there was also Felix Mendelssohn. He made the Songs Without Words, and this blended lyrical melodies with rich romantic harmonies. These works, along with Winter Wind, reflected the Romantic period by pushing the technical boundaries while focusing on emotional storytelling. Next, we'll look at the unique attributes, the way it has to be performed. Winter Wind has to be performed perfectly to capture the emotion of the piece. For the right hand, you must maintain seamless, rapid 16th note arpeggios throughout, requiring perfect control, speed, precision. The notes need to maintain clear, even, and fluid. Even with the relentless movement of the right hand, the part should sound effortless to give the natural flow of the fierce wind. For the left hand, this is the lyrical melody of the piece. It has to be played effortlessly, require a singing tone that contrasts the right hand, and it must be played well so that the melody is prominent but not overpowered by the right hand movement. And then you need tempo and momentum. The piece requires to maintain steady momentum without rushing. A controlled tempo gives the piece clarity. The physical stamina, it's a very difficult piece because of the right hand movement, very exhausting. So you need to have a relaxed arm and wrist to maintain or to avoid fatigue and maintain the accuracy. For the instrument used, it is composed with a solo piano, and it can be played with a single pianist. However, it is very advanced technical skill, and you need a lot of stamina and control to play this piece. Next, looking to the story tied to it as highlighted before, the nickname Winter Wind suggests a vivid nature of stormy, of a storm in the winter time, and the relentless right hand movement evokes imagery of fierce winds, winter storm, powerful gust of wind sweeping through like a desolated landscape. Next, we will look at the elements of music. First, the form. The piece is written in the form A-B-A. The A section opens with a dramatic and solemn with the left hand, and then it sets the tone, and then it quickly transitions to the right hand rapid arpeggios and contrasts the left hand melody. And then for the B section, it's calmer, more introspective, and it provides contrast to the stormy energy of the first section, and then it transitions back to the A, just like before. And then next we'll look at the texture. The texture is polyphonic with two distinct layers, the right hand and left hand. The right hand plays the rapid swirling 16th note arpeggios, creates a dense texture and evokes image of wind motion. And then the left hand provides the lyric counterparts that serves as the emotional and harmonic foundation of the piece. The interplay between the two creates the tension and contrast. And then next, the timbres. The right hand arpeggios produces continuous soundscape like gusting winds, and then the left hand creates the melody, and it's more warm, expressive timbres, and it provides stark contrast to the cool, relentless nature of the right hand. Chopin uses pedaling to strategically blur the arpeggios, creating atmosphere quality while maintaining the clear melody. Next, we'll look at the rhythmic elements. The rhythm is denoted by the continuous 16th note in the right hand, and the left hand melody can often use longer note values like the 8th and quarter notes. This provides the rhythmic counterbalance to the rhythmic motion of the right hand.